Hey guys, Jason Law with my co-host Rich, and what was this podcast that we were doing? What's it called?
I don't remember.
I can't remember either. Something about cop stuff or whatever. But on today's episode, we'll talk about where we've been and what happened, and I guess we're back again.
It's not always fun and games for first responders.
05 Central, you show me in pursuit.
But sometimes it is.
Oh my God, he's not wearing pants again.
Sometimes it's dangerous.
Flipping around, look out, look out, look out.
Sometimes it's not.
Antler Boulevard for a snake in a house.
And sometimes it's just plain stupid.
Chihuahua in his lap on a lawnmower. Could be heavily
This is the stupid side of first response.
Dispatch, do I really have to go to that?
This is Code 0.5.
Come in 0.5.
Okay, I think I've probably received, 50 messages from people or people talking to me and asking where we've been, and
Just 50.
yeah. And I didn't realize just how many people actually listen to this. Even my wife was giving me crap for not doing this.
I know.
As much as she hates being at the house with me, she likes listening to me on her phone or whatever.
It's soothing.
I guess so. But anyway, we're back again. Rich has converted. He's moved over to the dark side. He now works at the same agency as I do. And you guys always know, we've talked about your stuff you do, your hobbies, about like designing like costumes or what do you call them, props and stuff like that. And how you have this thing with, what is he, the world's greatest detective, Batman?
Oh, yeah, me.
Yeah, so now we're like the dynamic duo over here. He's Batman and I'm Fat Robin.
Shit.
And anyway, he moved over here with us and been kicking ass and taking names and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, when you moved over, you were, we did you like everybody else, I guess, and put you through a little bit of field training and you're bouncing all around. And then you actually came and moved to my shift.
Yep.
And I was supervising that shift at the time.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think about that?
Yeah, one of the first questions that they asked me in there, and they were like, well, because they asked me if I wanted to do like mornings, evenings, or overnights. And I was like, probably evenings. And they were like, well, you be working with Jason. I know you two are buddies. Is that going to be an issue? And I was like, nah, he knows who the boss is. No issues.
Yeah, and they asked me before that. They're like, hey, is there going to be any issues with Rich coming over to your shift? And I was like, no. I mean, hell, we're both adults. Like, I told him if anything ever happened and me or you got sideways with each other or something, else had to happen, that we can understand and separate work from, personal life.
Yeah. I think the biggest difficulty of coming over here is the lack of street lights down south.
Oh, yeah.
And just so you guys know, like Google Maps and Apple Maps and all the rest, that's not accurate at all.
Oh, no.
At all. I found that out quickly. Very quickly.
Well, and I got to looking at the map again here recently, and there's a address I had to pull up, and I got to looking at it, and the name of the road, which it's the correct name, if you look on Apple Maps, it's not right. There's not even a road named that in our county.
Really?
Yeah. I can't remember what they called the road, but the real road is either St. Louis or something else, but it's a totally different name.
Really? I've seen that before. Actually, in the town I was in, there's one that has like two names. So some people call it by the old name and some would call it by the new name.
Oh, yeah. And then before, I guess back in the days when they were just the numbered roads, people will call them that too sometimes.
Yep.
And you're like, where in the hell am I supposed to be going?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was another issue, man. That people giving you directions on how to get to where it's at. You go over here. I mean, you're just going to go north till you see the green water tower.
Yeah.
And then, you're going to take a right after that. And then it's like driving, keep driving, still ain't there. come to find out, they painted the green water tower white a couple of months ago, and that person ain't been that way in a little while. Yeah.
Yeah, they always call it that.
Had that happen.
Hey, you remember old Johnny's house? It's got the bull with just the one testicle. And it's like, what? No, I don't know where that's at.
That's an awful, interesting landmark you picked out there, the one testicle.
Yeah. But it's not strange because that's the kind of stuff you hear from people. But, yeah, you moved over here with us and got to doing some of the street stuff with us. And, whenever I was working that shift and running it, it ran like as smooth as can be until your ass showed up.
I never claimed that I was that squared away.
Yeah. And see, after that happened and you come over and, basically all hell broke loose. I was like, I've worked on this guy for like, a year or two to get you to come work with us. Mm-hmm. And then you come over and I was second guessing it. And I'm like, God dang, we need to send him the hell back where he came from.
Send him back. Wait a minute. This wasn't as advertised.
Oh, I'll let you tell the whole story. You got a call down south and was it poachers?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's how it all started.
It was, yeah. So me and the other guy that's set up down south, we get a call about possible poachers. And this is down in like BFE way down South County.
Where there's no street lights.
Definitely not any street lights. And so we get out there and we meet up and the guy gives us this information. He's seen spotlights and whatnot and they're off on the property. And so we get to looking and like, it's pretty good sized property, obviously. And there's like one of those side-by-side trails. Anyway, so me and him get this brilliant idea that we're going to go down here and we're going to try to see if we can't catch them. So we walked this property for several hours and didn't come up with anything. So we decided to come back up here towards the office.
Didn't y'all get the game warden too to come down there?
Yeah, warden was down there. He was using night vision and what all were we doing? We were trying everything to catch them. And
y'all were down there for a cool last minute.
Yeah. Yeah, surprisingly, you asked if we were just going to set up camp down there. I believe was the text message. You're going to do something? You're going to keep playing in the woods? But end up coming up empty-handed. Didn't come up with anybody out there. So we start heading back this way, and I am dead ass on the highway, like going through one of the larger towns that it's within our jurisdiction, and I'll be damned if I didn't smack a freaking. It was a buck. It was a full size. It was an 8-point. And I smacked it. And the bad part, the part that still gets me, is I had just gotten a 2024 Tahoe. So it was like brand new. Had just the stickers ain't even finished drying on it yet. And I smacked a deer. And I freaking called Jason and I'm like, bro, I just hit a deer. And he's like, no, you didn't. I was like, yeah, dude, I did. I'm like, I swear to God, I did. And he's like, no. I was livid. Like, I was so mad. The deer wasn't entirely 10-7 yet, but let me tell you, about the time I kicked him 5 or 6 good times. Once, I mean, I'm pretty sure he was dead, but.
And I'm still, and see, you were way off in BFE in the damn deer woods looking for poachers trying to save these animals from these guys. And then you get up to.
That's how they want to do me.
A town that's population is what, over 30,000, and you're on a highway and then you hit a deer.
Yeah. Yeah. And I hadn't been here for too awful long. I almost made the news for discharging a firearm on the side of the road. I was going to mag dump that deer. I was so mad. 3 mags. He was gonna catch all the smoke.
And I'm still surprised after all that nobody had called in to say, hey, there's some deputy on the side of the road kicking the shit out of a deer.
Oh yeah, they were passing. Then and what the bad part was is nobody even slowed down to like, hey, you good? Nothing.
Oh yeah.
They were just like, whatever, he can handle it. I know somebody had to see me. I mean, dude. I kicked the. It still pisses me off, man.
Should we have told that story though? Because wouldn't like PETA or somebody be calling us because you hit a deer?
I think. Okay, so I hit the deer, and I'm pretty sure he was 10-7, although, I mean, I didn't check his pulse or anything, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't call React or anybody out to check on him, but, you know, when I say I booted him, I mean, I'm pretty sure he was 10-7 when I did that. I mean, I was, yeah, it was a bad night. It was a bad night.
Yeah, and I remember after you hit him, I was like, no, you didn't. You're like, yeah, I just hit a deer, because I thought you were just screwing with me, because you hadn't been on the shift very long.
No.
And then you got it up here, and what did we do? Because one of the siren boxes.
We'll have more coming up on Code 0.5.
If you're looking for a political podcast that goes beyond the headlines, check out the Beltway Briefing. I'm Howard Schweitzer, CEO of Cozen O'Connor Public Strategies. Every week on the Beltway Briefing, our team of former Republican and Democratic presidential appointees, Capitol Hill veterans, and political advocates shares behind-the-scenes perspective that cuts through the noise. If you want the inside scoop, subscribe now to the Beltway Briefing here or wherever you get your podcasts.
It knocked one of the siren boxes off, and it was dangling underneath. And so we were like zip tying it up, and I think it busted the headlight assembly, and it bent the brush guard on. Oh my God, just talking about it. Ooh.
Yeah, and that was just the beginning of the pain in the ass that had started when you came over there.
Yeah, it got better because what was it? But not the next.
Oh no, the best part about the deer was. Remember, it was a couple days later, the next week, my wife sent me a text message or sent us one in that group. And it was a picture of a doe, and it said, hey, I just came across this doe, and she's wanting to know where her husband is.
Yeah, freaking Tasha. Taking shots, man. No. You know what Wes did?
Oh, yeah.
Wes made a whole obituary for it. It's still up in the deputy's room. We'll have to post it on the Facebook so everybody can see that.
Yes.
Yeah, he drove out after shit. It's midnight. Got to be midnight, 1 o'clock. And he drives to the site, to the scene of where it happened, turns his lights on, and takes a selfie with the deer that smacked my car. That's the kind of crap we were dealing with.
Oh, yeah. He even wrote up an obituary.
Yeah.
I think he named it and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And
It had honorable pallbearers and... I can run back there and grab it. Let me run back there and grab it real quick.
I think well, I might have had something to do with that. And
not surprising.
Putting him up to it.
Not surprising.
All right, here, go grab it. I'll pause it real quick.
All
right, so he couldn't find it back there, but I pulled it up on my phone. We'll put this on our, what do you call it, the gram? The gram. But on the front of it says, in loving memory of John, and in quotations, Buck Deer. It says, friends and family are welcome to attend the memorial service, and gives the address as April 1st, 2023 to November 27th, 2023. Dang this, he didn't only live 6 months?
Yeah.
But on the back of it, it says, in loving memory of Buck, the four-legged fashionista who rocked spots and stripes with unparalleled grace despite countless attempts to outsmart humans in the art of crossing roads. She gracefully, he gracefully leapt into the great meadow in the sky, leaving behind a legacy of hoof prints and a trail of confused motorists. May his spirit frolic forever in the most majestic forest of eternity, where the grass is always greener and the headlights never shine. It says Buck has survived in life by his twin four-legged flame, Jane Doe, and their two fawns, and their expected child due in December. And then he's got on here pallbearers. He's got me and Wes and Corey on there. And he has you listed as an honorary pallbearer. It has the viewing times and everything on here. The viewing for Buck will be Friday, December 1st from 2 to 8 p.m. The memorial service will be Saturday at 10 a.m. Says, open donations to the wildlife conservation would be greatly appreciated.
He did me dirty.
Yeah. So we'll put that so you guys can see it, but it's up on, we had it posted up in the deputy's room where he could see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that wasn't the only thing that you'd done to me.
What else did I do?
You in that vehicle.
Oh, that man. I'm telling you, somebody did something to that. Somebody, I don't know.
How long did you have that Tahoe? Like a month?
If that. If that. I don't even think it had 2,000 miles on it yet.
So, and I can't imagine how you felt because, I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, you come over here, move you over into your shift. They give you a brand new unit.
Nicest
and then
car I've ever had in my career.
And then in less than a month, it gets totaled.
Yeah. Not by me.
No,
I was not operating the vehicle. I still get crap for that. They're like, "Oh, you totaled it out." I'm like, no. To total it, I would have had to have been behind the wheel, but I was not operating the vehicle.
No, you weren't even inside of it.
Nope.
So tell that story.
So, it was me and Wes, and there was a pursuit coming in.
Was it Wes?
Yeah, me and Wes had started. So we heard about a pursuit that was coming south towards us. So we went north to try to catch up to it.
Yeah.
And like headed off as it was coming into our county. Well, we get up there and we hear that the county north of us is 1022'd it, so they're not going to do anything with it anymore. So Wes says he's going to go up and make contact with one of the deputies that was involved and get more information. Well, on the way up there, I ended up passing Mufasa. There was another wreck. So I'm like, okay, well.
I don't think people know who Mufasa is, do they? We'll have to get him on here.
Oh, yeah. But I see Mufasa. And so we get done with all that. And then I'm headed back. And I knew, I looked down at the call and he'd been on there for a while. So me, trying to be a nice guy, says, I'll just pull over here and see if he's good and check on him, see if he needs anything. He needs to go to the bathroom, anything like that. So imagine, if you will, it's the southbound lane on would be the left-hand side, so the hammer lane, basically. And there's a car in the median. There's Mufasa's truck. I pull in behind Mufasa with all my lights on and get out, and I'm talking to him and seeing if he needs anything, any of that. He says he's good.
And you've got the brand new unit that lights up like a damn UFO, so there's no way you can't see it.
Exactly. So I talked to him for a minute. And we were waiting on OHP to show up to come work the wreck. And I went back to my car. And the only thing I remember from that is leaning over to my computer to zoom in to where we were at. And the next thing I know, I was on the side of the road getting up, wondering what the just happened.
Yeah.
But come to find out, we're still not 100% sure if that car wasn't the car that they were looking for up north. But anyway, apparently, so there was a trooper pulled in behind me, my car, Mufasa's car, and then the car in the median. And when I was zooming in on my computer, car hit my car, which then bounced me. And I flew like 6 or 8 feet, whatever it is the distance was from my car to the cable barrier, bounced off the cable barrier. And like, I didn't even know what happened. Mufasa came up and he was like, he's a little short. What is he? He's Native American. But he was white.
Yeah.
He was white.
No. Mufasa's Mexican.
Is he
He's
Mexican?
Hispanic.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's a little darker than Native American. I'm trying to be politically correct. I don't want to miss.
He won't care either.
Ethnicize him. But anyway, he came up and I was still trying to figure out what the hell happened. I started picking my stuff up because all my stuff is like now out of my car. And I'm like, what is all my shit doing outside of my car? So I'm picking stuff up and he's like, you need to sit down. I was like, why is all my shit laying out in the road? And then I look up and every freaking airbag in that car is deployed. And I'm like, what the?
Yeah.
And that's when I figured out that another car had hit my car doing every bit. It had to have been 80 because it ripped the entire driver's side off of his car. And lo and behold, there he sat, had no idea what was going on and was trying to start the car and drive off.
Yeah,
he was so
freaking drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I don't know who called me. Was it you or was it Faustino?
I don't think I called you.
Whoever called me, I left and took off over there. And I got there, and I'll never forget. I walk up and I look at you. You're standing there, and you go, "What the F?" And before I can say anything, you're like, "What the F?" Like, what the fucking fuck?
Yeah.
And I was like, "What happened?" And you told me you were just standing next to it, and your unit got freaking hit, and then your unit hit you, and then flies over.
Yeah, that was crazy. And then I told you, don't call Holly. I was like, don't call her. It'll be all right.
Sorry,
Just
man.
tell her. Yeah, and then he called her.
I had to. And I remember when I called her, I think the first thing I told her is, Rich is okay.
Wrong way to start a conversation. Wrong way.
Because I took you to the hospital just to get checked out.
Yeah,
You got hit by a car.
Yeah. They ambulance was like, "Oh yeah, you're good." And then I was like, "Okay, I'm good." And then everybody insisted that I wasn't good. But yeah, so
Yeah, and after that happened, I remember talking to you, and I called and talked to the big dog, and was told to tell you to take at least a day or two off so you could rest and all that. And you're like, "No, I can come back to work tomorrow. I feel just fine."
yeah.
And then I don't know what we call him, but old Doogie, remember he falls down and hurts his leg.
Oh yeah. You got took out by a leaf.
He tripped over a leaf and had to take off for 6 months.
Yeah.
And I made fun of him. It was like, so you trip over a leaf and you're off for 6 months. Rich gets hit by a car and comes back to work the next day.
Yeah. He's still mad about that because he's big into, weightlifting and like MMA and he wants to go to DTI or defensive tactics instructor. And so he's always wanting to roll around and stuff. And I'm like, boy, don't come at me. I ain't no leaf.
Yeah.
I ain't no leaf. I'll take you out. I'll put you down.
For somebody that works out and exercises a lot, he sure is delicate.
It's all the strain, I think. It's all the strain on his muscles.
So you get transferred over here and you get moved to my shift. Then, that stuff happens with the car and everything. Let's see. Then I have an event that comes up that we may talk about someday. We might talk about it. And, after all that and then everything gets settled down, me and you both get promotions. We move into criminal investigations. And then one of the worst things that could ever happen happened. And I think it's still because of you.
I had nothing to do with any of that. As a matter of fact, I advised against it, but nobody listens to me. So,
I mean, are we ever going to escape it?
It's doubtful.
I mean, I try to, but I think you're still like, texting and responding to him, and
just feel bad for him.
And with that, I think everybody knows exactly who we're talking about.
Yeah, we'll give you 3 guesses, but you'll only need one.
Yeah, old Renix followed us over here.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys know that. Usually when someone clears their throat like that, you're waiting because something profound is going to, something, that you need to hear or listen to is fixing to be spoken. And
something monumental.
You're like, what the hell did I just listen to?
Exactly.
So, yes, that's another move that happened. Is old freaking Renix has come over here, too. Now, were you standing there in the office that one day when I was giving him crap? And he goes, dude, do you just hate me or something?
I don't know. I don't remember.
You're standing there and you're like, dude, he goes, do you just hate me? And I was like, no, I wouldn't say I hate you, but you're damn close.
Keep getting blown up. It's like nobody ever wants to talk to me.
Until you get on here.
Yeah.
Who is it?
It's Drizzy.
Is it Duck Bill?
Yeah.
We need to get him on here too.
Yeah. He says he's ennoble.
Oh, well, I guess it's not going to happen today.
Guess not. Then old freaking Oh, Cap, too busy doing Thanksgiving things. What do you got to do to get ready for Thanksgiving? Like, really, what is there to do?
I don't know. He's got him a girlfriend, man.
Yeah.
I think they're still in that phase of, oh, I miss you and want to see you all the time stuff.
Yeah.
I just can't see him being like that, but
he doesn't strike me as the type.
And then we couldn't get Jared either.
I know. He's a bastard.
Oh, and in case y'all didn't know it, Jared is busy all the time now, and that's because Jared became a dad.
Yup.
And I don't know if any of y'all are friends with him on Facebook or have seen it. If you are friends with him on Facebook, you will have seen pictures of his daughter.
Mm-hmm. He's very, very proud. He should be.
Yeah.
Should be.
Yeah.
She looks a lot like her mom.
I was
which
surprised.
Is good.
Yeah.
Because her dad's ugly.
She was able to pull it off being as ugly as her daddy is. Yeah. And she come out being as cute as she is.
Exactly. Definitely got that from her mama.
I was praying for the kid.
Yeah.
Sounds like it was answered.
It was close.
So, what has happened with Renix and his field training?
I don't know.
Because he's still not done.
No, it's like he likes being there.
But, he hasn't been here very long, though.
How long has he been here?
I don't know. Good Lord.
I don't know. I know he was the other day asking about cowboy hats. I'm like, dude, they don't make them in RAR. Small village to weave you a cowboy hat the size of his head.
Watch out now.
Sombrero.
Hey, the only reason I don't have a cowboy hat is because they're hard to find in my big dome.
Jared gets his custom made. He's got a big dome.
Well, you know what happened with that bastard? Me and him go up to a place to go look at hats, and he got the only one that was in that size.
Really?
Yeah. And then I never see him wearing the thing.
No. It's actually had his unit temporarily, and it was in there along with like half of his closet.
Well, you should have gave it to me.
I know.
If I'd have known it was in there, I would have taken it.
I know you want it. It's usually in there. He carries it around. And he's got like boots in there. He's got shoes. Like, he could completely change. He's got clothing for any occasion. He's got formal wear. He's got field stuff.
Yeah.
You name it, he can.
The only thing bad about that hat, though, is it's a straw hat and it's winter time's coming up. So,
yeah, it take a lot of beavers to make Skinner a felt hat. Render him damn near extinct.
So you not keep a closet in your unit?
Yeah. Well, in wintertime I do. I keep hoodies.
Yeah, I've got extra boots and stuff in there.
Oh shoot, my office. Everybody always says something because I've got button-up shirts and I've got other shirts. And they're like, "Oh, well, you got a closet in here?" I'm like, "Well, you never know."
Yeah. So we can talk about our moves. Freaking going from patrol work to investigations is a totally different animal. Like them, you hear those guys complain about doing paperwork.
That's all it is.
Yeah, the field guys. I never did paperwork like I do now.
Mm-mm. No, it's a lot of paperwork.
Yeah, and me and you do separate stuff, and the stuff you do, I'm sure, is very mentally taxing, I guess, on you.
Can be. It can be.
Yeah, and we don't go into like real big details of what each other does, but he is more involved with stuff with kids and
yeah,
one of those things where you want to fight people.
Well, yeah, but I was telling Holly the other day, I was like, man, somehow they got on some off weird topic about penises or something in the family group chat. Imagine that. So my mother-in-law's in there talking about furry porn. I'm like, well, wait, I don't need to know you like that. Like, whatever. But
okay,
we were talking. Yeah, pretty interesting.
I don't think my family group chats are like that.
Mine's pretty wild, actually. It's pretty lit in there. If it ever gets leaked, though, we're all going. But I was talking to her about how things are now, and we have to do a lot of extractions and stuff, or cell phone extractions, and having to look at that kind of stuff. And I was telling Holly, I was like, so these pictures are like several maybe 1 inch by 1 inch pictures that are all the way across the monitor. And I am to the point now where I don't even have to like focus and like lean in. I can spot a penis from a good 10 feet away. And I was like, that's a great skill to have learned, you know, of all the things it could have been. It's that.
Yeah.
It's definitely phallic shaped.
Yeah, you get home from work and your wife will be like, hey, what'd you do today? You don't want to know.
That's really, yeah, she doesn't. You really don't.
Just don't ask anymore.
Yeah.
Man, I was going to look a couple things up, but
You got no service?
no, I've got service, but every time we start talking about it, I forget what I'm looking up.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you turn 41 years old, I guess.
Jesus. Old man.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I haven't told anybody on here. I'm going to be a grandpa.
Might be or are?
Oh, I'm going to be a grandpa.
Okay. Because might be implies that, you know, there's a possibility.
It's freaking, let's see. I can't remember. Tasha keeps up with the dates and all that stuff, and she'll remind me. Like, she has this app and will say stuff to Hannah and be like, oh, the baby, you know, you're this far along, so your baby's the size of a cantaloupe. Why are you looking at me like I'm stupid?
Because that's fucking crazy, man.
What?
Texting her every day. Oh, you're so far along. Your baby's the size of a lima bean.
Oh,
today.
yeah, she's all the time.
So where are we at on the scale of objects? What is she? Softball, lima bean?
No, I think it was softball.
Softball
like
size
that.
now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think she's doing like end of January, beginning of February.
Oh, it's got to be bigger than softball then.
I don't know. She's
know how
sending
that
all
works.
this stuff. And it's going to be a little boy.
End of January?
Yeah,
We're looking at least football, rugby football sized.
I don't know. There's like, we've got a group chat with her and they talk all the freaking time on here. So
You better look out.
yeah, I'm sure I'll get in trouble because Dad, I can't remember you, or I can't, whatever. You can't remember when the baby's due date is or no.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So on Tuesday, she had told her that, the baby weighs about 3 pounds now.
This is factual information, or it should weigh about 3 pounds.
It should weigh about 3 pounds.
Where are we? What are we weighing now? Do we know? For comparison, are we overachieving?
I don't know.
3 pounds.
We'd have
Man.
to ask her about it.
My cat weighs more than 3 pounds. It's a 15-pound cat. That's a big cat.
Yeah, it is.
That's a huge cat.
So, yeah, that's the next thing that I'll have coming up on this, or in this crazy thing, life or whatever.
You sound thrilled.
Oh, yeah.
You sound like you're, because you know that baby's going to be at your house all the time. Could be waking you up,
No,
bottle feeding you.
I've informed Tasha and Hannah both that the baby can come to the house whenever he's old enough to tell me what he needs, wipe his own ass, and he can walk.
Yeah, we'll see how
So-
that works out for you.
I think about 3 is a safe number, 3, 4, somewhere in there.
3 or 4. They're walking by then, right?
I would hope so.
Okay, so then you can go fetch a beer and all that.
Oh, I'll have him trained.
Hell yeah.
All right, so we got Renix over here,
Yeah.
and don't worry, we'll have more stories about old Renix.
Trying to think if he's done anything.
You can
hear
stop
about it.
right there, trying to think if he's done anything.
I don't hear about it anymore. I have to ask his FTO. Actually, I mean, yeah, I do, because I get texts from his FTO, and they're like, dude, what the what's wrong with this guy? I'm like,
Oh,
hey,
like-
he's yours now.
Well, like my favorite thing I heard recently was like, okay, he might be smart because he's telling people that he doesn't know how to fill out an affidavit.
Huh?
Remember he was saying something about how he didn't know how to do an affidavit or whatever because he took somebody to jail or something.
Oh, he was trying to do it right or something.
Oh,
Something like that.
so you mean to tell me the last couple of years you've been doing it wrong?
Surely not. No.
Has he been a cop that long?
Yeah. Yeah, he has.
So I don't know if he's
year
just
3 now.
if he's just playing dumb or if he does that to get people to help him out.
If he spent as much time applying himself to things as he does as trying to find a way to get around things, he might be halfway decent.
If he puts in that much effort, he'd probably be the greatest cop there ever was.
Don't tell him that, because then he'll actually start trying.
Oh, I want him to, just to see what he's got.
We got into an argument the other day because it was something about packaging fingerprints, and he was asking me, and I'm like, that's how you package things. Like, you know how to package things. Oh, no, we didn't learn about that. Like, yes, you did. I know you have done this. Well, not like this. It's not any different than any other time you have done it. And he insists that it is, but yet it is not. It is the same thing.
It's like we went to oh, no, he didn't. He's part of that new breed that went through those hybrid academies.
Oh, yeah. I remember asking him, I'm like, oh, what? You don't have a screenshot of one of your slides for that?
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah. He did do the hybrid academy.
Yeah. So he didn't, because when COVID hit, they stopped. You didn't go down there full time unless it was the, like crime scene.
I think they did. They might have done that.
Well, the 3 major ones.
Yeah, the 3 major
fighting,
ones.
shooting, and driving.
Yeah. Which, if you listen to him tell it, he's past his 2 years now. So they're already calling him, asking him to come back because they were needing exceptional teachers like him to teach the next generation of law enforcement, because he is him.
I think they just need a punching bag. They need somebody to put on the red man suit and get the hell beat out of them.
He would do it. He would do it. That's not any fun, by the way. It's not.
So, because you're a defensive tactics instructor now, when they hit you with those batons and those suits, you can still feel the pressure, right? Mm-hmm. But it's not that bad.
No, it's not that bad.
Oh. So you get you some great students that you just want to pummel sometimes?
Oh man, I've got a good one about that. We want to save it for another episode.
Oh, okay.
I've got one for going through all that DTI-ness.
I remember back in the day when I went through my reserve academy, one of the guys in there, we were doing baton strikes or something, and he dropped his baton. And then we got smoked or something after that.
If you breathe wrong, you get smoked.
And then he went to go do something again with that baton, and I'm over on this other side of the room, and we were at a school's wrestling room, and I reached over and grabbed a roll of athletic tape and rolled it across the floor, and it rolled right over to him, and everybody, as the tape was rolling past him, started busting up laughing. So I was telling him to put that and wrap his damn hand around that baton and not drop it again.
Don't do it. Yeah, that is not fun.
No, it's not.
That was the worst. I don't remember how many weeks that was.
Well, like they always told us, like when you go down to Cleat and go through your academy, it's going to be the most fun that you never want to do again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you do meet some interesting people, and there's some fun times, but no thanks.
I think it was better the first time I went through because I was younger. And then this last time I went through, I was like 39 years old, and I had to basically redo it all over again. Like the whole first part of it was having to go through it all over again, the same as you would when you were a recruit, to be able to instruct it. And then in the weeks after that is when you learn how to instruct the techniques and all that and teach it. But yeah, that first couple of weeks is, you just got to embrace the suck. You really got to want to do it. I don't know why I ever said I would.
Before you came over here, they were asking me to go.
You'd have been a great one.
Oh, hell no, I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, 4 miles. Run 4 miles a day.
Shit, no.
Yup.
Whenever they asked me that, I looked at them and asked if they had lost their goddamn mind. There's no way in hell I'm going to go through that shit again.
I remember sucking air, sweating out everything I had in me, and I was really questioning my life choices. I'm like, why did I say yes to this? Why? And I couldn't not finish it, because now I'm like, dude, I'll never hear the end of this. If I quit now, I'll never hear the end of it.
Oh, yeah, you can't.
So that was my driving my driving thing. I was like, yeah, there'd be no.
Yeah,
You know,
even
and-
if you go down there and you start and you're 5 minutes into it, you can't freaking quit.
Nope.
Because if you quit, you will catch so much hell from everybody.
Talking about that, man, one of the first things, I forget the name of the test, but in order to become an instructor, you have to do this specific test, and it involves running. It's like so many laps, but it equals X amount of miles, and you have to do it, and it's timed. And so we all start out as a group, and of course, you got all different fitness levels in there. So you got some guys that are in the military that running ain't nothing.
Yeah.
Some guys just like to run, and I don't know why they enjoy running. But and then me and another buddy from one of the other PDs over here, we were going through it. Me and him, dude, we're just sucking air, and we're at the last. We're behind everybody else, and we're still chugging along. And we see this one guy, and he like makes one lap, and then he runs back up the pad and runs over to his car, gets in that bitch, shuts the door, starts his car, and drives off. Like, he didn't want no more of that. He was like, nope, I'm done. He didn't say nothing to nobody or nothing.
That's like the test part to just get in there?
To get in it, yeah.
And he was like, to hell with this shit,
Yeah.
and left?
Yeah, it got to the point where like me and the other guy had left our water bottles in our car, so we were going over there to get it. And one of the other DTIs was like, what are you two doing? And we were like, just getting our water bottles. And they were like, hurry up, get your ass back over here now. They wasn't going to let nobody else walk off. They were like, that dude didn't say nothing to no one. He was done.
That's awesome.
Buddy was cooked. I was like, what? He didn't just do that. He did not just leave.
Oh, yes, he did. That's
Yep.
awesome.
He didn't even give nobody the finger. He didn't even tell him he didn't want to do it no more. He just left. I was like, holy shit.
I can't say that I blame him, though. But you've got like the hardest one done now. So if you wanted to do get the Triple Crown and do the driving and the firearms.
Man, though, I don't know that I could sit. Like the driving would be cool. Like the learning how to instruct it and all that would be cool. Getting to go through it all over again, that would be cool.
Yeah.
But the part that I don't think I could do is let somebody like a Renix or like a Tyler, and I have to sit in the passenger seat and I have no control over what that vehicle is doing at high speeds.
Yeah.
Because they had one wreck out with like our DT instructor in it.
Oh, really?
Remember that? Oh, yeah. It was recently. He went down there to do some instruction, and his cadet that was driving wrecked him out.
Oh, yeah. I think I
Rolled.
saw the picture.
Yeah. I couldn't. Nope. They'd have to replace the seat in the car that I was in.
Yeah. I don't mind the driving part. I just hate being the passenger
I
in there.
couldn't. No. Even when we were when we were going through it, that was very, I don't know, what's the word? Anxiety. Like, I don't know. Somebody else is driving and you do it at like a normal speed, like a slow run through 20, 30 mile an hour. And then you up it to like 60, 70 mile an hour. And then pretty soon you're pushing it and you're doing it as fast as you can do it because you've done it twice now at a slow speed.
Yeah.
And then you get 3 chances to do it at the high speed. No, not for me.
Yeah, I remember going through the academy, just being in the back seat while others were driving. And I'm like, oh, especially when their shuffle steering sucks and it's not real smooth and it's jerking you around. Luckily, the instructors were cool and they'd let you out.
Yeah.
And we could stand off to the side. But
You
golly,
could, but being the instructor, you couldn't.
no.
I think being firearms could be where it's at. But the real way to get through that, I think, is with a wheel gun.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't have to like reset your sight picture. I mean, that's for normal people, not, people like you, just born with it.
Shut up. Yeah. Freaking, I think when you go down there, it's like it's in 4 phases. And phase 1, most of the stuff you do with is a wheel gun.
They got a bunch of different stuff. Because we had one of the instructors that he was assisting us or instructing us while we were going through DTI, but he was going for his Triple Crown. So he was doing the firearms. They were just on an off week. And so he was sitting up there. He had one of those little it's like a little laser bullet and everything. He would like squeeze and then click, and then you'd see the little laser.
Oh, yeah.
Sat up there getting that, finding the wall. And that's all he would do. And then he would get down and come and instruct, and then he'd go sit back up there.
Sit there and dry fire and try to teach yourself not to anticipate recoil and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a. I don't know. Firearms might not be that bad. I wouldn't do it when it was cold. But
I don't know. That's a lot of people that you have to trust around the gun.
yeah, but I would think a lot of people, if they're in that stage of their career where they're wanting to become instructors, would be. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm talking about when you're done and you're
10-8.
teaching.
Oh yeah, that would be pretty hairy. The other people you're working on becoming instructors with, I figure they'd be pretty 10-8. I know everybody in my DTI class is. They're all 10-8.
Well, I think we're going to get off here. That's going to be the end of it. We're going to be doing it different this time. Instead of 2 episodes a week, we're just going to be doing 1 a week, and we're going to try and stretch them out and have them be at least an hour long. But anyway, you guys, thanks for listening, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Later.
You have been listening to Code 0.5, the lighter side of police work. If you have ideas or suggestions for our show, we'd love to hear from you. Visit our website at code05.co. That's code05.co. And please consider making a donation at our Patreon page, patreon.com/code05. Be sure to use the digits 05. Thanks for listening to Code 0.5.